Hi guys, welcome back to HitPoint10. Today we are, my name is Raval. Today we are going to be looking through the beta patch notes of 1.5.3, and we will start a new playthrough on the beta patch 1.5.3. But we're going to get to that a little bit later. Let's see what they went through. So they fixed big pile of crash. I'm not going to look through, but it's good that they're trying to make the game better, make the game more stable, and they're clearly still working on that. Saves and loads. Fix the issue could not create save data for players with Unicode PC username. Never had this problem, but glad it's fixed. All deleted, removed, changed items from XMLs will become trash items. Some old saves that use crafting were crashing because they tried to load deleted items. This should be resolved now. Again, another problem that I haven't met, so practically it's another crash fix. Now that I'm looking at it, that's another crash fix. Localization, minor text fixes, okay. Chinese localization, okay. Simplified Chinese translation, Faro fix, okay. Arts, improvement on Crusade Village B and Crusade Village C, thank God, because we're planning on starting a Crusade playthrough. Various visual bug fixes on some scenes, add a new workshop wall scene props, updated cloth patterns and some mesh details for 2 battalion chainmail armors, and improvements on several empire building models. Okay, for the UI, fixed an issue in the army management screen that occurred while closing the pop-up if the player's influence was below 0. Fixed a bug that caused the nameplate of the main party to not appear when starting a new campaign. Battle and sieges. Fixed a bug which crashed the game when the player transferred troops to custom formations in battle and then gave formation orders. Oh, that's a good crash to fix. Minor position calculation error in the formation AI was fixed. Okay, so they practically improved the AI formation of the units. Cavalry aiming had some errors on hills, which resulted in cavalry not hitting the enemy at all. This was fixed. I don't think this was a problem only on hills. I think this is a problem on flat land as well. I'm seeing a lot of cavalry missing their enemy. 5 riders going through a fucking looter and just goes past him without hitting anything. I hope that calculation error is referring to that problem, and I hope it's fixed. We'll see as we'll play. Fixed attackers formation and boundary issue on Surgeon Town B. Okay. Fixed certain weapons that were stuck to dead agents and when randomly disappearing. I don't usually pick up dead agent weapons, but good thing that's available. Fixed an issue with the death cam in battles. Nah, I didn't have an issue with the death cam in battles. Character development system, and this is something that we're going to be interested in. Added 18 combat-related archery skill perks. This completes the archery skill perk tree. Good. Added 19 combat-related crossbow skill perks. This completes the crossbow skill perk tree. Alright, cool. We'll have to read through those in-game and see what they got. Added stewardship experience gain for heroes that have been assigned as governors. Thank God. Opening face generator screen with V is re-enabled in the main map, but the hair and beard options are limited to a few simple ones. For haircuts, the barber NPC can be visited in any town center. Okay. Fixed a bug that caused a change of the epic perk under smithing. Okay, cool. Clan and party. Fixed a bug that allowed marriages to be proposed for dead heroes. That's a good bug to fix. Fixed the bug that caused newly assigned governors to not appear in the settlement menu. Right. Fixed, and then for kingdom and diplomacy, fixed a bug that caused prisoners to become neutral, yet remain captive in some situations after the AI that besieged a castle that held the prisoner made peace with the owner. I haven't seen that happening, but I'm glad that it fixed. Fixed the bug that caused settlement tooltips to display the number of ransom prisoners incorrectly. Fixed the bug that caused the wrong menu to appear after the player selected an aggressive action into conversation with an army member. Thank God. 2 new quests have been added: the Art of the Deal and Ladies' Night Out, which sounds awesome. Hey, Sub Mega, hey lol, welcome back to the end. Glad to see you. Fixed multiple bugs for the quests. Added scaling. Alright. Conversations and encounters. I'm just going to skip over those. because I'm going to be doing a quest-only playthrough eventually. Added a few new dialogues and comments for guards and other NPCs. If a player is waiting in a village and the village gets raided by someone, the player will be directed to an encounter menu, which allows them to join the raid, either by helping the village or helping the attacker. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Hey, Spectre. And then other bugs. And to be honest, this is... I've read through the patch notes. This is going to be interesting for us. It was a visual bug showing butter in inventories as unavailable while players were within settlements. Butter is once again allowed within the cities. Swatians rejoice! Butter's back on the menu, boys! Which is good. Step Marauders and Raiders are now assigned as horse archers, which they should. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is a nerf or a buff, because I never used the Romphalia. Romphalias now use bent razorhead as their blade. I'm actually planning on doing a playthrough and going for a Romphalia to see what's about. So we'll have to wait and see. But the next one is very interesting. Khan's Guard units now have an additional set of arrows instead of their one-handed mace. So their one-handed mace, which was pretty fucking useless, has been removed, and they add another set of arrows. So... this is a buff. This is a buff for Khan's Guard. Ridge Short Gladius Blade can now be used as a... cannot be used as a two-hander anymore. The blade itself was too short, as the name implies. Makes sense. Okay. Blunt arrows. Now, this is another interesting one. Blunt arrows have issues with inconsistent damage. It won't be possible to purchase them for the time being. So, currently in this patch, they removed the blunt arrows. You will no longer be able to cheese prisoners that way, where you simply equip arrows and blunt arrows on you and your companions, and you just get a shit ton of prisoners. Although you will still get a shit ton of prisoners, simply because there's a pretty high chance of soldiers just living in general. Okay, real quick to see what you guys been saying. Sir Harlas is officially hacking Bannerlord? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Spectre. Hope you get well soon. Okay, let's see. It could also just be a common cold. If you haven't tested it out yet. Sure. You can now use... Oh, okay, yeah. This, so after the blunt arrows. Infantry can now dismount mounted enemies with hooked guarded spears. Battalion Oathsworn and Picked Warrior are the troops with this feature. So yeah. Yeah, that is a nerf to cavalry, which already is pretty bad. Are throws this feature. Spear guards with dismount feature are double huge hook with fur covering, double hooks, weighted along thorns, singular hook wings. I don't know. Oh, I think it refers to the component. Yeah, spear guard with dismount features. Now I understand. So when you're smithing a weapon, if you use these ingredients, these specific ingredients into making that spear, it's gonna have the dismount feature. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. But that practically gives a buff to battalions and picked warriors. Will this correct the auto calculations and actually improve their standing in the world? We'll just have to wait and see. There's no mention of modifying that. Let's see. You can now use new heroes for custom battles. Heroes with couch lances, longbows, and more are available for custom battles. That's nice. Disabled wounded character animation in inappropriate situations. That's cool. I'd love to see a few inappropriate situations where this was causing a problem. Added cheat commands to change settlement loyalty, security, militia, and prosperity for those who are going to be facing some bugs or for those who just want to cheat. When entering a village, your companions now use battle outfits instead of civilian outfits. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm seeing a village in the distance. I'm not going to go and change my clothes just to be presentable in a village where I don't know anybody. Hey, Reading Paradox. Welcome to the end. Let's see. Hey, Kaloin. I'm reading the patch notes. What else? Fix the bug, which made hideouts belong to the player faction. Yeah! The Bandit Lord. Confirmed. Well, it was removed, sadly. Improved crash logging for the dump system. Good. Hopefully it's the crash logging will actually launch now and not just crash to the ground. Fix the bug that caused some settlement security value to be NAN. I'm not exactly sure what NAN means. But it's another bug fix. Lord Hall character agent spawning algorithm improved. The settlement's owner will spawn on the throne, but if the kingdom ruler is inside the settlement, the ruler will override it. That's cool. I like that. That's a little bit of extra immersion. We need more of that. We need more features that make this game alive. So, good job, boys. Multiplayer design and balance. Fix a bug where inaccuracy for shooting and throwing wasn't applied on horseback. Okay. Map related, no. Don't really want to go through the multiplayer because it really doesn't affect us that much. Fix some troops appearing too old. Okay. There, both. Fixed a crash that occurred after changing the graphic settings. Not a number. Thank you, Slingblade. You're a peach. Animation. Missing camel rider falling animations added. Good. Fix the bug that caused battering rams to not deliver damage. Good. That's useful. And fix the bug that stopped range indicators on siege weapons from moving. That ain't. So it's a pretty... The major things that I see in this patch, kind of a too long little read version for you guys, I would say they added 2 new quests. They added all of the combat-related perks for archery and crossbow. Governors will now receive stewardship experience. They removed the blunt arrows. I'm not exactly sure if they removed the blunt bolts, but they did state that they removed the blunt arrows. It won't be possible to purchase them. They buffed the con guard by giving them an additional set of arrows and removed their one-handed mace. They buffed Battanian Oathsworn and picked warriors with spears that are capable of dismounting cavalry. And what else? That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Those are the major changes in this patch. And speaking of, we're now going to go in game and check those newly added perks. Let's go and see them. Okay, so this is going to be the dude. Done. We're on the map. I'm going to check the quests. Okay, now let's look at the bow and arrow and crossbow perks, because those are the new additions. I just gonna add a point real quick in the tactics, because God knows we have a lot of options. Definitely go extra point into bow, just max this out. And then we're gonna check what do we got here. Not gonna be a one-man army, that's for sure. So, bow control. Reduces accuracy penalty by moving by 30%. Bow-equipped troops in your formation gain 5% damage with bows. Yeah, that's cool. I sadly don't know if this reduced accuracy penalty by moving is also applied on a horseback. Would love to see, you know, extra details on the perk. And this was a problem that I had with the game from the beginning of time, since it was released in early access. Just having, I hate how they describe the perks. They give too little details. I want to know more. Reduce accuracy penalty by moving by 30%, both on foot and on mount, or just mention on foot only, or something. Bow-equipped troops in your formation gain 5% damage with bows. Cool. Okay, next one. Dead aim. Increases your headshot damage bonus by 30% with bows, and bow-equipped troops in your formation gain 20 archery skill. Now, what does 20 archery skill mean? With 20 archery skill, we will have a 2.2 bow damage increase and a 1.9 bow accuracy increase. Not that good. Not that much, to be honest. So I guess overall, bow control would be better in this case. Practically, it gives you better damage for your boys with bows. Increased headshot damage bonus. You usually, if you practice, you'll get consistent headshots. But if we're on horseback, I feel like bow control will be the one to go with. Yeah, same problem with the perks. Playing a mounted horse archer, I feel no difference. Most likely. Okay, so for right now, we're gonna go with bow control, and hopefully it affects us on the mount. Hopefully. Bodkin, your attacks with bows ignore 10% of enemy armor. Bow-equipped troops in your formation ignore 5% of the enemy's armor. Now, armor is kind of useless. It's like paper in this game. You're not gonna be noticing it that much. You're gonna be going through the armor like it's nobody's business. Ranger Swiftness increases your reload movement penalty by 50%. Bow-equipped troops in your information gain 5% to their on-foot movement speed. That could be useful if they're gonna go in skirmish mode. Botkin ignores armor. I guess I'm gonna go with Botkin. Simply because Ranger Swiftness is meh. Reload movement penalty. Since we're on horseback, we won't have a movement penalty. I think it simply refers to the fact that while you're reloading the bow, you're not moving as fast. You can't move as fast. Peanut butter plus honey on orange is good, healthy food. Thank you for sharing that with us, Lol. That sounds interesting and delicious. Huh. Who puts peanut butter on oranges? It sounds like a weird combination, but who knows? Kinda sounds good. Might give it a shot. I mean, there's peanut butter with jelly, that's good. Why not with oranges as well? We also eat peanut butter with apples. Good work. So, rapid fire increases your bow reload speed by 25%. Troops in your formation increase their bow reload speed by 5%. That sounds awesome and good. Better burst damage. Peanut butter rocks with everything, including with rocks? Quick adjustments. Decreases your bow accuracy loss due to rotating by 50%. Troops in your formation gain 5% accuracy with bows. Due to rotating. Okay, so before I talk about those two, I'm just going back to these two. Botkin if you're on a mount, and I think Ranger Swiftness if you're on foot. I think that would be my guess. Simply because Botkin cannot, simply because Ranger Swiftness is not usable on a mount. Okay, for rapid fire, increases your bow reload speed by 25%. Troops in your formation increase their bow reload speed by 5%. This sounds good and pretty awesome. Quick adjustment increases your bow accuracy loss due to rotating by 50%. Rotating what? It doesn't say. Rotating, just aiming? Is that considered? So if I aim something, I'm you know, playing around. If I aim and then if I move like this, is that a rotate? Is rotating doing a 360? What does it mean? That's the thing. Have I tried meat with honey? No. No, I have not. You only eat peanut butter with bread because you're normal? Okay, if that's the way you enjoy peanut butter, that's perfectly fine, Mr. Paxelat. You hate the descriptions? No clue what they mean? Indeed, no clue. Bow accuracy. Troops in your formation gain 5% accuracy with bows. I don't think they have any accuracy problems, to be honest. They'll usually hit. So yeah, definitely take a rapid fire. I think in all situations. I'd take a rapid fire in all situations until I know what the fuck rotating means. If rotating simply means aiming from left to right, this might be good. This might be good on horseback. Gives you better accuracy on horseback. We'll just have to see. I will experiment to see if I aim towards something with my bow and arrow, and then move, will move, you know, abruptly. Will that decrease my accuracy? I'll see. I'll try to figure out what rotating means. But for right now, rapid fire, definitely. Merry Men increases your party size by 5. Governed settlement gain +1 militia per day. That's amazing if I could govern a settlement. But I can't govern a settlement. I can't make my character govern something. So that's, I think, very good for companions. If you're going to be having a companion, giving him Merry Men, and then setting him up as a governor might be very, very powerful. Because +1 soldier per day is awesome and direly needed in the late game. Mounted Archery. Decreases accuracy penalty by 30% while mounted. So decreased accuracy penalty by 30% while mounted is different from bow control. Reduce accuracy penalty by moving by 30%. And do they stack? Is another thing. Or does bow control only affect me on foot? Because if these two stack, that's amazing. That is fucking amazing. So yeah, definitely take mounted archery. If you're on foot and you don't using a horse, go for Merry Men. There's no point in not taking Merry Men. Ranged troops in governed garrisons provide 20% more security. It's kind of meh. So yeah. If you're on foot, Merry Men. If you have a companion, definitely Merry Men. If you, if you're giving it to a companion. If you're on a mount, definitely mounted archery. That would be it. Taste buds do change as time goes. When you eat something new you hated a few years ago, there's a chance you will change your mind about it. Yes, that's what I keep telling my wife, but she never listens. 8 years and still unable to govern something. Oh yes, lol. 8 years. It might be weird though, ever since you were a child you've eaten rice, soy sauce, and eggs. I don't know if it's weird, but that's my guilty pleasure ever since even now. You make it when you're lazy to cook since you were 9. That sounds delicious, man. Yeah, I mean, my god, soy sauce and rice go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. Add some eggs in the mix? Sure, why not? Sounds super yummy. Okay, what's the next one? Next stage. Trainer. Every day the party member with the lowest bow skill gains experience in bow. Bow-equipped troops in your party gain small amounts of experience every day. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Every day, the party member with lowest bow skills gain experience in bows. Does that apply to companions? Does that apply to troops? What the fuck? Give me info. Because practically, if it's a companion, you can just transform anybody into a horse archer, which is great. Sorry, just wanted to. I've seen some fluctuations in my OBS, and I wanted to verify that everything's looking fine. Sorry for tabbing. This sounds incredibly powerful if it affects. It is a party leader, yeah, party leader skill. So only I would be able to utilize this. No, it's not for companions. It's only for your character. I think there are some that mention squad or captain or something like that. Yeah, captain, you see? Captain is when you are controlling a group. Personal is when it affects only your character. Party leader can only be used by the party leader. Okay, so Merry Men sadly will not increase party size, of course. Or, well, it will increase their party size if they're the leaders of a party. But if they're governing a settlement, they're just going to be receiving that. Sure. Ponytail right here. Whatever. And I'm not gonna be showing you my thighs and feet. For fuck's sake. Hello, Ornithorine Coloco. Welcome back to the inn. I'll explain in a bit, okay? I'm not gonna spin my ponytail in a helicopter motion. Thank you very much. Let's see. So that was Trainer. Seems interesting. If it affects all of your soldiers, that sounds OP. If it affects your companions as well, that sounds pretty good as well. I would love to see more details on this perk and exactly what amount of XP will my soldiers receive. Because it says party gained small amount of XP every day. Strong bows. Increases your damage with bows by 8%. Tier 3 plus troops in your formation gain 5% damage with bows. Shit, that's good. Yeah, because Trainer doesn't provide you with the necessary information to make a good judgment on it, I recommend strong bows. Both the drink and the bow itself. Yeah. I like Steven Seagull. Nice. Steven Seagull. That's not how you pronounce Seagull. Sorry, that's not how you spell Seagull. You're not into feet and thighs, but you're keeping your hair, so you want to see an actual ponytail? Okay. Alright, so, next one. Discipline. You can hold your aim 50% longer without losing accuracy. +1 loyalty per day for governed settlement. Okay. Kind of gives you a little bit more to aim your shot. Nice. Hunter Clan. Increases your damage against mounts with bows by 30%. Garrison maintenance costs decreased by 50%. Yeah, apparently they added new skill perks. Lol. That's why we're looking over them. They added in bows and crossbows. Damage against mounts. You'll usually want to aim towards the rider. So, probably going to be taking Discipline. If you're on foot, I think Hunter Clan will be the way to go. The passive is pretty meh for both. The settlement passive is pretty meh for both. You want a ponytail, but if you grow your hair, it'll just go afro itself. Why did they add more instead of fixing the current ones? I don't know, man. They're currently reworking and bringing them to a good state. And to be honest, from the description of the patch notes, I'm not exactly sure if they added anything new or just added the artwork for the perks. Probably Hunter Clan if you're on foot, and both are good. Both are good, but definitely Hunter Clan if you're on foot to take out any pesky mounted dudes that are coming towards you. Discipline might be better in a siege environment, and I think it's going to be better on mount, so I'm probably going to be taking Discipline, for me, personally, on my mounted character. Makes it hard to navigate through and choose what to upgrade. Your hair is wavy and dry. It's a pain in the ass because it's messy even though you take good care of it. Okay, man. You'll have to play with the cards that you were given, lol. Skirmish Phase Master. Fuck, that's a cool name. Skirmish Phase Master. Well, it's actually Skirmish Phase Master. Not Skirmish Phase. There's no accent. There's no emphasis on the phase part. But it sounds cool. It sounds futuristic. You take 10% less damage from ranged attacks. Bow equipped troops in your formation take 5% less damage by ranged attacks. That's good. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to save your life, though. 10% decrease. On max difficulty, things might not one-shot you or two-shot you. Well, okay, so let me explain. On max difficulty, things will usually either one-shot you or two-shot you. Having a 10% less damage taking from those might be bringing you down to a 3-shot, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't think so. But it might be useful for us because we're not going to be going with the shield this playthrough. So personally, it might be useful for us. Eagle Eye, 1.5 zoom in with bows. Increases visual range in campaign by 10%. I don't care about the visual range in campaign. It's not really that important. And the 1.5 zoom in with bows will be good on a foot archer in a siege environment. Probably take Skirmish Phase Master. Skirmish Phase Master, yeah. Would be good. Become good using a bow and he will not die if he gets struck by an arrow. Apparently. That's amazing. Stone flashbacks for Rev? Yes, stone flashbacks for me. Reading Paradox. Definitely stone flashbacks for me. I will never live. Will never live down to the Luta machine gunners. My guy looks like Genghis Khan. I'm not exactly sure if he does. but I think that's what I was trying to go for. Yeah, looters throw stones, and they were very, very powerful in the early patches of the game. That's what they're referring to. And that was what Reading Paradox was referring to. Bullseye. And you put a bull on the perk screen. Really? Okay. Ranged troops in your formation gain 10% of the total XP after battles. +2 daily XP gain to govern settlements. Okay, so Gabe, one question. Gain 10% of the total XP of what after battles? Of your XP? So do they increase based on the experience you're getting? Or they receive an extra 10% after battle? I have no idea what the fuck this perk means, and it hurts my soul that I can't actually judge it. Okay, Renowned Archer. Increases morale of ranged troops in your party at the beginning of the battle by 10%. Ranged troops are 30% cheaper to recruit and to upgrade. Now, another question that appears when reading through this. Does ranged troops refer to both foot archers and mounted archers? We'll see. It's like they run out of ideas of benefits, so they just randomly mishmash it, and then now you have a perk called Ranger in the one-handed skill tree that doesn't make sense to the tree. Exaggeration, but you know what I mean? Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, they're making some weird decisions. Since you notice that your guy looks like Genghis Khan, then you were successful. I guess so. Yeah, sure. I guess so. And I'm not exactly sure how good morale plays out in combat as well. So, faster leveling up or cheaper leveling up with some increased morale at the beginning of the battle. Again, I don't know exactly what at the beginning of the battle means either. Does this mean that they're going to be doing better in auto-cal situations? Does this mean that they're not going to run away at the beginning of the battle, but usually soldiers don't run away at the beginning of the battle at all? It's weird. It's weird, and they both feel underwhelming. I'm probably going to take Bullseye for the faster level up, because we want to spam those high-tier archers or mounted archers. Hopefully, this applies to both mounted and foot archers. We'll see. Okay, Horsemaster. You can now use all bows on horseback. Does it work? I have no idea. Mounted archers in your formation gain +30 bow skill. So that's a +30 bow skill. They're going to be gaining these stats. 3.3 bow damage and 2.7 bow accuracy. That's all they get. So practically a slight increase. Deep quivers. You get +3 extra arrows per quiver. Bow equipped troops in your formation gain +1 extra arrows per quiver. So that would be 2 extra arrows if they have 2 quivers. That sounds good. I definitely would take this for a foot archer build. Would definitely take this for mounted archer. But if it doesn't work, take deep quivers. Definitely. Definitely. Hey, Circles. Them quivers be deep? Fuck yeah. Mr. Coxalot, type in ! perks. I think we already have that. Yep. Yep. Already got you covered, babe. Yeah, definitely. Okay, next up, Quick Draw. Aiming with your bow is 25% faster, increases settlement tax gain and governed settlements by 5%. Okay. Sure. Salvo. Equipped bows do not slow you down. Ranged troops and governed garrison provide 20% more security. Equipped bows do not slow you down. On horseback, that is useless. Maybe it's good on foot. Quick Draw might be good on aiming with your bow faster on a mount. Just makes the shot more accurate in general. So yeah, definitely take Quick Draw if you're mounted. Definitely take Salve. I'm not even sure. Maybe take quick draw even if you're on foot, because equip bows and not slow you down is really not that. You don't feel it. You don't feel the bow slowing you down. Okay, and then the final perk, Deadshot. Every skill point after 200 grants you 0.2 speed increase with bows. Every skill point after 200 grants you 0.5 damage increase with bows. And since it's at 275 when you get this, you get a... 0.2. What's 75 times 0.2? I can't math right now. Okay, you know what? Let's go with 50 to 10% at 50. 10% speed increase at 50. That'd be a 15% speed increase with bows. I hope my math is correct. You'll be playing FTL and you got a crew member named Martin. Okay. Yes, thank you, Cake. That's 15. And then for the damage increase, 75 times 0.5. Thank you for the quick math calculators, boys. As I'm lazy to alt-tab. So 50% speed increase with bows, which is pretty cool. And then a... You'll figure it out. You'll just make the math. Just make 75 times 0.5 and you'll get the exact number. Okay, let's go to crossbows. We're not going to be playing with the crossbow in this playthrough, but we want to look through the perks. Piercer. Your crossbow attacks ignore armor below 20. Ranged troops are 20% cheaper to recruit. Useless. Completely useless. Why would you take this when you want to do damage to the high tier troops? 37.5, thank you. So the 37.5 damage increase. Cool. Marksman. Aiming with your crossbow is 25% faster. Increases the morale of ranged troops at the start of the battle by 10%. Ranged troops are 20% cheaper to recruit. You'll usually recruit recruits, not ranged troops directly. So the second passive is useless. Okay, take Marksman, because both are underwhelming, but I guess Marksman for faster aim. Deck Knighter? Deniter? Oh, Deniter, not Deck Knighter. Oh, I'm an idiot. Deniter, that's a weird word. When am I starting my Warband playthrough? Someday. Some mega. We'll see. We'll talk. Increases crossbow damage against mounts by... It's water. I usually drink water on stream. It's either water or coffee or grape juice that I go for. Increases crossbow damage against mounts by 40%. Troops under your formation gain 20% bonus crossbow damage against mounts. That's good. That's very powerful. Especially when you're fighting against... Crusade. So, sadly, you will only be taking this perk if you plan on actively using crossbowmen. That's the thing. And if you're actively going to be using a crossbow. So if you're going for a Vlandian playthrough, Deniter might be good. You could have a hero do that one. I'm not going to be using any crossbow in this playthrough, but yeah, you could have a hero do that one. That's true. And it's very powerful. Seems very powerful if you're going to be utilizing crossbowmen. Okay, Windwinder. Oh, okay, it fucking physically hurts me, man. Windwinder, maybe? Reduces reload time by 25%. Ranged troops reload speed increased by 5%. Yes, Windwinder. That is God. On your main character, if you're going to go with a crossbow character, you get that. Reduces reload time by 20%. That is insane. That's huge on a crossbow. Especially since crossbows have a reload speed of shit. No, it's not a number. It's just oh shit. So, yeah. Interesting. Definitely I think you got to make a judgment call. Will you be fighting? Do you plan on fighting against mounted focused armies, mounted focused factions like Vlandia or Khuzait? Then Deniter. If you're going to be fighting against anything else, or you don't care about the mounted units of the enemy, then Windwinder. Yeah, holy shit, that's powerful. Definitely this in most situations. This is a niche pick. It's situational. Donkey Swiftness. I still feel like Windwinder's better than Deniter, but still. Donkey Swiftness. Okay. Reduces accuracy penalty by moving by 30%. Troops in your formation use crossbows with 30% crossbow skills. Since I don't have any points into crossbow, I can't really calculate that. Calculate what's the exact bonus. And the other one is Sheriff. Increases headshot damage by 50% with crossbows. That sounds deadly. Troops in your formation deal 10% more damage against foot troops with crossbows. Okay, so it does mention it's against foot troops. Now, those foot troops, are they only referring to infantrymen, or are they referring to also foot archers? That is interesting. Also, it doesn't refer to headshots. It's just it's a flat 10% more damage increase. By the looks of it, I think Sheriff will be the way to go. Yeah, you'll usually not move while aiming a crossbow. You'll usually just sit still and shoot. Yeah, Sheriff. Sheriff wins this one. Peasant Leader. Increases the morale of each tier 1 to tier 3 troops by 10%. So, game, I do have a question. Developers, actually, I do have a question. Peasant Leader. Do peasants use crossbows? I mean, I know that it's easy to utilize a crossbow, and I do understand that peasants were trained in the use of crossbows because it was easy for them to learn. Is that the reference that you're going for? Because it's a little bit confusing. This literally increases the morale of each tier 1 to tier 3 troops by 10%, which is kind of useless, because you're going to phase out those boys as quick as possible. Reduces the upkeep of ranged troops in the governed garrison by 20%. Now, the reduced upkeep's good. That is good. That's a significant reduced upkeep. But still, it's a weird choice of words and a weird perk to have on the crossbow tree. At least a primary skill. I don't know. Don't like it. It rubs me the wrong way. Renowned Marksman. Your ranged troops gain +1 XP every day. Ranged troops in garrison provide 30% more security. Now, as I understand, each soldier will level up once they reach 100 experience. I think that's the idea. Each tier has 100 experience. Once they reach 100 experience, they go to the next tier, is what I understand. So +1 XP every day would make it so that all of your soldiers will be leveling themselves on their own in 100 days. Now, this might be useful to round up some numbers. You know, you have a archer that's at 99, and then he levels up. But, there's a but, and it's a big but. It's a big but. It's... Each time a group... So let's say you have 20 archers. Each time that group of archers reaches 100 experience, one of them can be promoted to elite archers. So, with this skill, in 100 days, you level up 1 archer. Do you see the problem that I'm going with this? But we have to look at this another way. If this gets calculated per soldier, so let's say you have 20 archers, and each one receives +1 XP every day, so that's a +20. That's a +20 per day, because you have 20 archers. Then that sounds much better, sounds much faster. Let's say you have 100 basic archers that That means you'll be leveling up one of them each day. And that does sound good. But that's the question. That's the problem here. Oh yeah, usually it's hard to level up footmen because they will most of the times not get in combat, DMD. Usually archers level up easily because they shoot from a distance and they kill. And they get the kill. They get the XP. To be honest, the way they could fix leveling up footmen is if they would receive a small portion of experience based on being hit with arrows as well. You know, by blocking arrows. I think that would be a way to level up infantry as well. Would be easier. You get shot in the foot, you don't die, you get some experience from it. I think that's the way I would maybe try to balance it out. So, simply, an infantryman should level up simply by the act of tanking for his comrades. He should receive a portion of experience. That's just my opinion. Would be cool. You think they do share some XP from archers? I don't know. I don't think so, DMD. Okay, I want to play. I want to play with Renowned Marksman, because if you do receive 1 experience for every archer that you have in the party, this might be a very powerful perk to train up massive amounts of soldiers very quickly. Peasant Leader just sounds bad in general. Put it on a governor, though. Put it on a companion that you want to govern a settlement, and give him Peasant Leader. It's gonna be delicious. But yeah, Renowned Marksman for your character. Okay, next up, Fletcher. Increases stack size for quivers by +4. Troops under your command increases their bolt stack size by 2. Cool. Extra ammo. Puncture. Your attacks with crossbows ignore 10% of the enemy's armor. Troops in your formation ignore 5% of the enemy's armor. Now, crossbows do a higher amount of damage than bows. That's been a thing since the beginning of Warband. Puncture might be good. That 10% ignore enemy armor might be enough to make the damage skyrocket. But it needs to be further tested. Fletcher's the way to go for right now. I can say for certain that extra ammo is always useful on soldiers. Puncture, since we are already seeing some very thin armor, very thin paper-like armor, I have to go with Fletcher at this time until I further test that shit out. Getting XP from dealing with missiles would be great. Yep. Yeah, it would be. Would be good. It would be interesting. Loose and move. Equipped crossbows do not slow you down. Ranged troops under your command increase their movement speed by 10%. Okay, not bad. Sure. Didn't know that, again, it affected you like that. Doubles the interrupt threshold when the character is reloading his crossbow. Troops under your command have double interrupt threshold while reloading crossbows. So practically, if somebody gets shot while they're reloading their crossbow, they're gonna get interrupted. They're gonna have to start from scratch. That's why we usually have a shield wall in front of the crossbows and not behind. Now, double the interrupt threshold. I think it takes into consideration the amount of damage that you're taking. So let's say at 5 damage, if you take more than 5 damage, you're going to be interrupted. I don't know the exact numbers because the game doesn't tell us because, well, I don't know, devs didn't think of it, maybe. But if you double that to 10... Let's say you get shot by a stray arrow. If it's under 10 damage, which will most likely never happen, then you will not be interrupted while reloading arrows. I'm sorry, Deft Hands is in its current state useless. Loosen move. Just take it because the other option is shittier than this one. And the extra 10% movement speed for your crossbowman is not bad. So yeah, loosen move, definitely. Counterfire. When you have a crossbow equipped, you take 10% less damage from range attacks. So practically this is a similar version to the bow, where you take less damage. 10% less damage from range attacks. Crossbow equipped troops in your formation take 3% less damage from range attacks as well. It says range attacks, so that's both crossbows, bows, throwing weapons, and rock solid Rocky Balboa rocks. So, cool. Good. Interesting. Right, mounted crossbowman can reload any crossbow on horseback. Ranged troops gain 5% more XP after battle. Also good if you're going to be going for a mounted crossbow unit. Also, interestingly enough, there are no mounted crossbow units in the game. Other than your main character, if you're going to be making him a crossbow. A mounted crossbow dude. Would probably take counterfire. This would definitely take counterfire if you're on foot. And, yeah, mounted crossbowman. I guess if you're on a mount. If you're on a mount, take this. You'll need it. Okay, steady. The accuracy penalty while shooting crossbows from horseback at halved. Increases settlement tariff by gain by 5%. What does settlement tariff gain has? Nothing. With crossbows. Hello, Isinar. Yes, I will be playing Shadowlands when it comes out. But I'm probably going to be waiting until Christmas for a discount to buy it. Maybe. I'm not even sure. I have so many video games that I have to play. That's... Currently, Shadowlands is not on my mind, but I'll definitely play it at one point. Not the good time to talk about this, man. I'm trying to go through the patch notes. But I mostly play Paladin and... Protection Paladin and... Frost Mage and... Dots Warlock. That's what I usually play. Okay, so steady's bad, but if you're on horseback, sure, go for it. Sniper. 2 times zoom in with crossbows. Settlement you govern gain +1 militia per day. Passive's amazing. Settlement gain extra militia per day. That's awesome. The extra zoom with crossbows, I guess it's good on sieges and on the field. Definitely for a foot soldier. Because, to be honest, if you have zoom on a mount, it might get in the way. Might get in the way and mess with your surroundings. So, I don't recommend sniper on mount. Take steady if you're on a mount. Take sniper if you're on foot. It's pretty obvious. Hammer bolts. Crossbow hits have a chance to dismount enemies. Crossbow equipped troops in your formation gain +10 damage with crossbows. Yes, that sounds amazing. Simply for that 10% extra damage with crossbows. Super sex. Pavish. Shields on the back have a 75% chance of stopping range damage completely. Governed Settlement Ballista gain 30% bonus accuracy in campaign sieges. Okay, so if you want to go for some gimmicks, take Pavish. But you'll literally have to have a shield equipped on your character if you're going to be going with that. Might save your ass if you're on a mount. But to be honest, hammer bolts, man. Hammer bolts is just a buff all around for everything. Yeah. Now, I do have one question regarding hammer bolts. Crossbow hits have a chance to dismount enemies if you hit the horse or if you hit the rider, or both. Very important question. Very important question that needs to be answered to determine if the first passive of this ability is good. Okay, next up. But even if it doesn't, even if you don't know, the second passive that increases damage for your crossbows is just too sexy to give up. So take hammer bolts. Good. Terror. Have a 20% chance to increase bombardment casualties by 1. I think this is referring to sieges. Your troops killed by crossbow inflict 1.5 morale damage to enemy. Ooh. Can you force the enemy to rout faster? Terror might be good. Terror might be very powerful. Picked shots. Upkeep of tier 4 plus range troops are reduced by 50%. And your range troops have +5 hit points. Max difficulty of +5 hit points don't matter. As I said, you get 1 shot or 2 shot. Upkeep of tier 4 plus range troops are reduced by 50%. That is what you call nice and sounds good if you didn't just swim in money in the late game. I mean, literally, you can have 0 roguery, and just by participating in battles, you're going to be getting so much loot and so much money that you will not know what to do with it. So, Big Shot is useless in the current state of the game. Alright, and Terror wins. Yep, I think Terror has the potential of being OP. So yeah, definitely Terror. If you're with Landians and you're using crossbows, Terror, baby. Terror. And now that I've seen this, if you're going to be going with a Vlandian playthrough, it's definitely worth it to make your character have a crossbow and leveling that up. Definitely. Okay, and Mighty Pull. Every skill, it's literally the same one as from the bows, only it affects crossbows this time. Every skill point after 200 grants you 0.2 speed increase with crossbows. That's a 15% at 275. And a 35 point something increase, damage increase at 275. That's awesome. With Mighty Pull, you might be able to one-shot most things, which is... But you'll have a long, arduous journey to get there. Okay, so that's all the perks that have been added to the patch notes. I think we can end the patch notes portion of the stream and this video. I do want to verify one more thing. Okay, so the Battanian Picked Warriors and the Oathsworn are the ones who have received the buff, the steel-tipped hooked spear, that are capable of instantly dismounting enemy cavalry. So Battanians clearly receive the buff in this regard. Just wanted to confirm that both units are part of Battania. Okay, I guess that's to help them out against Vlandia to the west. That's what I'm suspecting. And the other change, Khanguard, Khuzait Khanguard now no longer have a mace. They only have a glaive, which is and step recurve bow with 2 step arrows, which is again very delicious. Okay, let's get out. Flashlight 111. Thank you for becoming a follower, my dude. Welcome to Hit Point In. Alright, so that's gonna be it with the perks and patch notes portion of this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.